So we have moved our 71 Charger, Alyssa's choice.
My favorite car in the graveyard.
For the record, it's probably one of my favorite cars too. I love the 71. That's true, you did good. We're gonna go over the car, talk about what it is that she likes about it, what's different about this one than say the 74 that she passed on, or the 68 and the 69. Are you ready?
Yes.
1971 Dodge Charger 440 Magnum Automatic. The 71 Charger came down out of Washington. The guy had been wanting to restore the car. He owned it for years. Looking forward to seeing that one done. I think it's gonna be a beauty. 71 Dodge Charger. What is it you like about this over, say, the 68 and 69 that you looked at?
Yeah.
Or the 74, which is very similar to this car?
So I like the overall look of this car, the shape of it, and I like the flip-up headlights. I think that's really cool.
Okay.
I love the hood. Obviously, it calls out the 440 Magnum, so this car had a fast engine.
Got fast engine, that's right.
I also really like the shape of this
370
quarter
horsepower in
window.
1971, 375 prior to that. Changed the heads, dropped the compression.
That's why you're here.
Go ahead.
I also like the shape of the window. If you look at this quarter window,
Love
it comes back up to a point. I think that's cool, because even if you look over at our little Duster, it's more rounded. So I think that this just looks mean, and I like it.
But remember, the 74 SE has louvers in there. You didn't like the look of the louver?
No, I like those, but it didn't come with some of the other things
It didn't look
the
slick.
71 had.
Yeah, 71 was the last year for a lot of things. Now, you like the stripe.
I do.
This is an interesting stripe because you see, it doesn't go all the way down like most stripes do. It starts at the back of the hood and the back of the fender and goes down the side. But this is a standard feature on all 1971 Dodge Charger RTs. And they were all matte black. Yeah, the weird thing about them is see how they stopped it right here? Almost looks like they didn't think it out all the way. Like, why didn't they come back some more and finish it off or round it?
Well.
Okay, there are no taillights on this one, but the 1971 Dodge Charger taillights would even make you love them more. Is that a mannequin arm in there? Why?
Who pulled this car in for us?
Doug. Oh, he's sick.
Well.
Okay, taking it back at the front, you were talking about the concealed headlamps. Now, what's cool about this car, that little bad boy up right there, concealed headlamps were one of the neatest features on the Dodge Charger. It was standard on the first generation and the second generation Chargers. It was optional on 1971 and 72 of the third generation, even though they built them in 73 and 4, the concealed headlights were not an option. If you look at this fender tag right here, you see that code right down there at the end?
Yeah, I see it.
L37.
Yep.
That's what makes this car so unique, is most of them did not have this. You see them on a lot of cars that people bolted them on because they were a bolt-on item. In this particular case, it was an option. Okay, this was a cab rearward design. It looks like the cab portion of it is favoring the back of the car with the nose towards the front. So the fuselage is more in the back than, say, in the middle of it. So not only was that design change bold, I think, for the time, they were also in the mindset of trying to be efficient. So you could, even though nothing would line up, you could unbolt this fender, unbolt that hood, unbolt that fender. You could go out back and get a fender off of a 70 Cuda, a hood, and the other fender, and bolt them right on there.
Wow.
And the problem would be there'd be a gap like that of inner structure. Or maybe it would be at the front. But the front inner aprons on this car, when you look at this, these aprons, pour support,
this is large under
is identical to an E-body car. So you take a look at the shape of this inner fender right here, right? See that? Now go over here and take a look at this one. Identical. Okay, we're running out of daylight. Let's keep burning. The hood definitely is 71 to 74, but they had 3 different hoods. They had this style hood in 1971, which is a non-functional, but looks like those are louvers that would take cold air in.
Right.
They weren't, they were simulated louvers, okay? This was one. Then they just had a bulge hood. The bulge hood looked exactly like this, except this big cutout was not in it, and it was just smooth metal all the way across there.
Tony D'Agostino would like to inform you that Mark Too Cool for Tony's Mopar School, Warman, is incorrect. Although all 1971 to 1974 hoods were interchangeable, this hood with this insert was only available on a 71 Charger RT. Additionally, the bulge hood was not available on the 71 Charger. However, the flat hood was available for the standard Charger. Quote, hoods can be a hot mess, not unlike a Philly cheesesteak with too much cheese whiz. End quote. We now return you to the feature presentation.
And then the third one was a true real live Ram Charger hood, where the air door, like our 71 Charger we did back in season 3, the green car 446 pack automatic, that one has a fully functional door that has Ram Charger written on the side of it. Those were the 3 different hoods you could get with it. Let's talk about the side markers. You like those?
Yeah.
1970, they were a different fender and a different quarter panel, and they were chrome like the Challenger. They looked like these. They weren't exactly, but they looked like these. 71, that was one of my favorite features. It uses that painted grille, monochromatic,
Yeah.
and then you have, and it's flush with the actual fender itself and
So
the
it looks
quarter
like
panel.
part of the car.
It looks like it's inset. It looks spacey a little bit. The louvers and the doors are cool too. 1971, the Dodge Charger RT. It was the last year for the RT model. They did have a performance model in 72, so you know. In 72, it wasn't called an RT though, it was called a Charger Rally. And instead of having 2 vertical louvers like that, it had 5 that went down like that. Like our 72 Charger for the Waltons that we did, that nice family. That was a 72. 71 was the last year technically available with the 446 pack engine. However, there are a few, only a handful, of 1972 Chargers and Roadrunners that escaped the factory with a V code 446 pack or 6 barrels.
That's cool.
So with that, meeting S. Do you have any questions?
No. Nope.